What's up, guys? It is Liana, the Queen Liana, Pastor Liana, however you know me. Listen, I've seen a couple videos lately that have inspired me, and so I decided to make my own version of it. So I've seen these videos where dope young ladies across the age range have been putting together what they call my Christian Girl must-haves. I decided to do my Christian Girl must-haves preacher edition. Because some of you guys know, like I said, I'm a preacher, I'm a pastor. I'm pulling up my list for you guys, and so I don't want to miss anything. So I set up my Christian Girl must-haves, and guys, let's just jump into it. Like, what is a part of my daily routine to keep me spiritually nourished? What is a part of my life as I prepare and deliver my sermons? So I probably have missed something, but I got like 10 things here, so let's just jump into it. First of all, I have this snazzy little mug here to symbolize tea or coffee. For me, if I'm getting up in the morning to spend time with the Lord, or to write a sermon, or it's really late at night, like I need a little pick-me-up. So this, and I love mugs that have a message to it. So this one says, faith. With man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26. Gotta get that coffee or tea in. That's just me. That's my reality. Second thing for me is clearly, or really what's most priority, but my Bible. I have several Bibles. This little bad boy has been with me. It's an ESV Bible, English Standard Version. I take it to church with me. I take it. This is my travel size Bible, and clearly we've gone through together. I love this one. Then we have here my Old Faithful. This is Old Faithful. It's my study Bible. Like literally pages are coming out of this one. This is the Spirit-Filled Life Bible, New King James Version. This is the one you see you have notes in, highlights. We got Post-its in here. I mean, we have been on the journey called Life Together. And I like this one. It's newer. It's called the Wayfinder Bible. It's newer for me. I haven't dug super deep into it like I want to, but it has timelines in here. It has messages at the beginning telling you about the Bible, and it really connects the pieces. This one is the New Living Translation. I give this to my kids when I baptize them. I don't have kids, but my students, I'm a youth pastor. I was a youth pastor. You may have seen Imani Noel's channel, and she talks about it on there. By the way, go follow her. I love that kid. So the New Living Translation. So we have my Bibles, and then I have my Bibles at work, like Bibles. I can never have too many Bibles. The third thing, journals. I am a journal girl. Let's get into it. I write nonstop. So this right here is and I have journals for different purposes. This is my preaching journal. Yeah, come on, Lily. So this journal, like I said, is my preaching journal. This is the journal I preach in. I do my sermon notes in. So I write my sermon notes all down here. Then I type my sermon notes up. And when I preach, I have, these go hand in hand, my iPad. It's just easier for me to scroll. I know some of you guys are probably like, oh, well, actually none of you guys. So some old school people are like, they don't understand. But anyway, so I preach from my iPad. So it goes from Bible to sermon journal. This is where I write my sermon notes down in, to typing them up, and by the time I'm ready to preach, I've turned them into a PDF document that I can easily upload on my iPad and go from there. So then I also have a regular journal. This is a journal just with all my other thoughts, on my other notes. I forgot to put it here, but I have a journal that's specifically for vision. When I have a project that I'm working on, I did, for example, like I've written a book, or when I worked on this devotional I put together, any major project I'm working on, I specifically use that journal for all of my ideas that just come to my mind. Then I have this, I got this for myself at the beginning of last year for my birthday. It says, I'm kind of awesome. What I like about this journal, it is completely devoted every day to writing down a reason why I am awesome. Let's see, which is really it feels counter-Christian, but it's not. Like, if we don't have a proper view of ourselves and our identity is not intact, how do we expect to go out into the world and be great and do great things? And so That doesn't mean I don't have humility, but it means I know that I'm awesome. So like, for example, one day, I wrote October 13, 2007. I look in the mirror, I choose to grow. I choose to reflect and allow it to make me better. I am not perfect, but I am better, and that makes me awesome. I live a life worth modeling after. I love hard. I put God at the center of my life, and I choose to recognize how lovely of a creation He has made. Oh, how lovely of a creation He has made. Talking about me. How lovely of a creation He has made in making me. I am awesome because I execute. I may be slow at it sometimes, but I still go and I move with the beat of my heart. I move with life. I deal with myself and I keep moving. I am remarkably human. I am awesome because I am a dreamer and a believer. I do hard things and I do them well. I try to see the best in people, and I try to bring out the best in them. I am raw and transparent, and that definitely makes me some kind of awesome. I am Liana Saida Sims, and she is awesome. So I like this. It forces us to be uncomfortable because we're not taught to say, hey, these are the reasons why I'm awesome. We're like, oh, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How can I be better? How can I do different? But we don't pause and say, I'm awesome today because of these reasons. So I love this journal for that reason. Let's see. Oh, number 4 is, so number 1 was my coffee tea. Number 2, my Bibles. 3, my journals. Number 4 are good books to read. I love this little thing right here. You may have heard of Sarah Young. She is also the author of a book called Jesus Calling. This one is called Jesus Today, and it's just short, quick, powerful devotions. This book right here, Fervent by Priscilla Shirer. Shirer, I always butcher her last name. I started reading this at the top of 2018. Yo, if you have been feeling any kind of distance or a lack of your mojo, whatever, the things I was feeling, even like a lack of intimacy and like relationship with God like you want it to be, this book on prayer, it's not just a book on prayer, it's a book that moves you into praying for specific areas of your life. So this is a good read. And I mean, I have several good reads, but these are just examples. A Christian must have, you need to fuel your mind and your heart with goodness. Yes, with the Bible primarily, but with other books. God created human beings with remarkable talents and gifts. So why not take from the gifts of other people's? I'm a writer, so I definitely encourage reading and writing because I see the value of it and growing from other people's aha moments, their revelations, their journeys with God. This book I'm reading right now, The Circle Maker, I literally just started reading it today and I'm already like feeling it. So it is good to have good reads. Like, don't always watch TV, don't always watch YouTube videos. Escape, get away, pick up a good book and just fill your soul with that. So my Christian must have is definitely a good read. What's another one? Number 5 is, oh, well, I said it already, Jesus Today. So a good reads, but then a good devotional. Number 5, Jesus Today, a good devotional. Quick, powerful, Jesus Today, but Jesus Calling, oh man, if I had that, I don't have it because I gave it to somebody. That's how good it is. But it's the same size, but look it up. Same author, great, powerful. Like if you need a quick nugget that is like grounded in the Word of God, but it's not 17 pages long, but it's gonna reach your soul, Sarah Young. She's the woman for the job. Number 6, yo, I am a music girl. I'm a worship girl. I gotta get my worship in. Listen, Apple Music, I have a subscription. And if you're a student, the subscription is only $4.99 a month. But you have access to all kinds of music. Got my little speaker on deck. You gotta get that worship music in. I'm in my house, in my car, like filling my mind and my heart with the songs of the Lord. I mean, let me tell you some of my favorite artists. Let's see who I got going on. I got some J.J. Harrison. I got some Tasha Cobbs, Jonathan McReynolds, The Walls Group, Kiara Sheard. Oh man, let's see. Marvin Sapp. This one church, Ty Tribbett. This one church, Elevation. Yo, Elevation Worship is on it. Hillsong, Chris Tomlin. Like, oh, I can't even go on. Man, Angela Polk, look her up. Her album is dope. So like, I'm telling you, fill your mind with and your heart and your atmosphere with the songs of the Lord. And an easy way to get access to all kinds of music that are out there. Some people use Spotify. I use Apple Music. I paid $4.99 a month for my membership. I was paying $9.99 when I realized that student memberships allow $4.99. It doesn't matter. You could be a master student. Like all that requires is your email address. $4.99. I'm telling you guys, it is a win. Even though I have journals, number 7 is my notes section in my phone. As I'm going throughout my day, I don't always have my journals on me, but the Holy Spirit is speaking to me. So one of the things that's a must for me is my iPhone. Having that notes section, the Holy Spirit speaking to me, I'm having a dope conversation with a friend, they say something, a nugget jumps out, I see a quote, I hear a line, I hear something in the sermon, yo, I'm typing that bad boy down. Number 7, having my notes section on handy. This thing is filled with all kinds of powerful stuff that just, sometimes I can go back, scroll through it, bam, it's right there. It's keeping me going. Number 8, I told y'all it's 10. Ooh, this is my favorite. I left it at work, so I'm just gonna show you guys an example of it. I believe in having a gratitude jar. So what I have is a mason jar here. And I have these little, beautiful, colorful note cards. And what I do is, every time, or when I think about it, because sometimes I'm not as disciplined as I should be, God does something for me, or there's a prayer answered, or I see God show up in my life in a particular type of way. Write it on this card, fold it up, and I put it inside this gratitude jar. The reason why this is powerful is because I believe that faith is built in 2 ways. I believe that faith is built primarily by recalling how God has journeyed with you. And the second way is through the testimonies of other people. As you hear their stories, it helps of how God's been with them, it helps to build your faith. But the first one is why this gratitude jar is important. Because sometimes in the middle of a storm, in the middle of a tragic situation, in the middle of a hard time, it's hard for us to recall who God has been, right? Or when we need faith to move forward, it's hard for us to remember. We're stuck in our emotions, we're stuck in the moment, we're stuck in this current situation. But if you already have a jar filled with things that God has done, it is that much easier to take that jar out and just start reading the cards. Just start reading the cards. And as you're reading the cards of how God has been with you, of God's track record, it begins to build your faith. It begins to strengthen you in that moment. The Bible tells us to think on these things. Things are pure, that are noble and lovely, of good report. Well, why do you have to try to remember them all if you've already been collecting them along the journey? And you can pull from your testimony. The Bible says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. You can pull from your own testimony of how God has been with you. So for me, this gratitude jar is a must. I have it at work because I took it with me to work the other day. So I work at my church, so I can carve out some time to write down because I was having a hard week. It was a hard week, and so I needed to slow down and just write in my journal, my gratitude jar, ways God has been with me, and then to also read some of the ones from the past. So I encourage you to get a mason jar, get them from Target, get one off of Amazon. You and some of the homies get together and just take a night and just write on your cards who God has been and move forward into 2018 and keep doing it because you're gonna need it. Number 9, a vision. A lot of us create vision boards at the beginning of the year. Having your vision in front of you, having words and images that remind you of who you are and where you're going. That's one from a year before. This is the one I made this year. Sorry, you can't see that. Well, it has a lot of words on it. Having a vision, a Christian girl must have, is not just vision, but having visuals, having images and words in front of you that remind you of the vision, of the goal, and of just words of affirmation. Sometimes I just put down words of affirmation like, this is boss life. Like, that's not really a particular image or a particular vision, but it's an overarching theme of how I want my life to be. Like, this is boss, like my life, like boss up. Like, Liana, go for it when you're discouraged, when you're tired, when you're overwhelmed. This is boss life. So that it reminds you that the life that you want means you got to give it your all. It doesn't just turn out that way. So having a vision is having a vision and a visual. So whether you hang it on your wall, you put it somewhere where you're easily within eyesight. And then number 10 is my favorite thing. A lot of people didn't talk about this. You can have all your journals and your books and all this stuff, but there's nothing more powerful than community. So for me, it's having dope people in my life. Who do you have on speed dial? Who do you have that when you're going through, when you need a prayer, when you need encouragement, or you want to share a testimony with? Who are the having those dope friends that are not intimidated by your successes, that are not going to make you feel less than when you're struggling with sin? They're going to pray for you, they're going to lift you up, and they're going to encourage you to keep going. Those are the kind of people that you need to have in your life. Mentors, you need mentors. I have 2 people that I call my mentor. There's certain things your friends just can't give you because they haven't journeyed that route with you if you guys are in the same stage of life. So you need women, for me, I'm a woman, so women before you that can pour into your life and encourage you, that have journeyed a certain path you haven't journeyed yet, or have been in tough spots that you're now in. You need to be able to pull from them. So yes, it's great to have your dope friends, but you gotta have older people, older saints that have had a certain track record with God that you can pull from their testimonies. You can pull from the lives they've lived. And then my third person there is like, I call her my BFF, is my therapist. I'm not her BFF, but she is my BFF. I love that woman to death. I am an advocate of therapy. After my father died, and I faced the toughest year of my life, and I was extremely depressed, not just because my father died, because I found myself also in some other sets of circumstances. It was time. It was time for me to get a therapist. I believe that God gives us human resources in various capacities. So I have my human resources of my friends, and my human resources of my mentors, and I have my human resource called my therapist. And they all serve a different purpose in my life. But these are my Christian must-haves. Comment below, tell me what you think, share with me some of yours. I love you, YouTube. I will check you guys out later.